Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I'm just sad. I'm sad because I was rooting for you, Elaine. She was just your client. You were just a lawyer doing your job. I was rooting for the redemption tour where Elaine would finally expose Amber for who she was. We were even pitching you the book title. I'm trying. You had so many opportunities to do the right thing here. And no, she's doing a press tour this morning with the most disgusting sound bites. I'm just livid, and I'm going to react with you live today. We're going to be live because there's multiple interviews he's now done. I wanted to focus on this Today Show interview. Guys, get ready, sit back, get the mega pint. This one is brutal.
Heard's attorney, Elaine Bredehoft, good morning to you. It's good to see you. First question, how is Amber doing? We saw her hearing that verdict. It took a long time to read. It was a sweeping verdict for Johnny Depp. How did she handle it?
You know, one of the first things she said is, I am so sorry to all those women out there. This is a setback for all women in and outside the courtroom. And she feels the burden of that.
Oh my God, you are the setback because you lied! No woman is feeling like your loss is a setback. The fact that you were here lying in the first place was the setback.
Knowing the case and knowing the law, as you certainly do, it favors defendants like Amber Heard. Yeah. Are you stunned that the jury essentially rejected her story?
Well, you know, really what happened here is it's a tale of two trials. Johnny Depp brought a suit in the UK for the same case, and the burden of proof was easier for him there. The son had to actually prove that it was true, and the court found there, and we weren't allowed to tell the jury this, but the court found that Mr. Depp had committed at least 12 acts of
DV,
including
SV,
against Amber. So what did Depp's team learn from this? Demonize Amber and suppress the evidence. We had an enormous amount of evidence that was suppressed in this case that was in the UK case. In the UK case, when it came in, Amber won, Mr. Depp lost.
But here's the...
Substantially true, first of all, and it wasn't the same case. It was against the son. But thanks for admitting finally that, yes, Amber was in cahoots with the son, clearly. I have so much more to say we'll talk about in our live, but it's so infuriating. One corrupt UK judge who had, I think it's his son, worked for Rupert Murdoch. There's so much corruption behind that case. One judge who ignored all of Johnny's evidence declared this, so therefore she wants to bias the jury and say, well, he already lost this case against the magazine for something completely different. Oh, but let's talk about this. Insane.
The thing, you were able to get some evidence that you say demonstrated abuse. You certainly had her testimony. There were pictures, documents, all kinds of evidence. But in point of fact, the jury rejected it. You argued in your closing arguments that if they found even one instance of abuse, and it did not even have to be physical, that they would have to find for Amber Heard, and they didn't.
And the other part to bear in mind here is nothing changed. The op-ed didn't even mention Mr. Depp by name. And so what basically they did here is demonize her. And they were able to suppress the medical records, which were very, very significant because they showed a pattern going all the way back to 2012 of Amber reporting this to her therapist, for example. We had significant amount.
Nope, no, that's not proof. That's not proof. That's a liar telling someone something. Again, notice now the medical records are her therapist who's being told something by her client. No proof.
Of texts, including from Mr. Depp's assistants, saying, when I told him he kicked you, he cried.
Oh, where's Amber's text, Elaine? Oh, interesting. Oh, we didn't get to put in all of Johnny's texts. Where are Amber's texts? We didn't get to plow through Amber's texts. You plowed through Johnny's texts and found nothing.
Sorry, that didn't come in.
Is there any other way to interpret this verdict, though, that this jury, for whatever reason, and I hear you on some of the evidence that they didn't hear, listening to Amber Heard, did not believe a single word?
You know, and that's because she was demonized here. A number of things were allowed in this court that should not have been allowed. And it caused the jury to be confused. We weren't allowed to tell them about the UK judgment. So the damages is completely skewed. There are no damages. It stopped at November 2, 2020, which is when the judgment came down in the UK.
Let me ask you about social media in this case. Unlike any celebrity case, certainly I've ever covered or ever seen, social media was a part of this. And it was incredibly lopsided and vitriolic against Amber Heard.
Oh, you mean lopsided because we knew the truth and we're exposing all the evidence that Elaine and her team were suppressing? You mean that, Savannah? And the fact that we were actually helping to get the truth to the light? You mean that? Oh, it's I can't stand how she's playing the victim here. Oh, social media hates me because you're the one who did it. You keep saying it's Johnny, but we have you on tape. Why the mainstream media, Savannah? This is despicable what you're doing here. I know she's trying to be non-biased. She's got to be unbiased and be fair to everybody. But my God, ask the tougher questions here. You're just going to demonize all of Johnny's supporters, the whole Justice for Johnny Depp movement. We're demonized because we believe in the truth?
Do you think that had an effect on the case?
Absolutely.
You think jurors were aware of it? They weren't supposed to be. They're admonished every single day. Don't look at it. Do you think they did see it?
How can you not? They went home every night.
I agree with this.
They have families. The families are on social media. We had a 10-day break in the middle because of the judicial conference. There's no way they couldn't have been influenced by it. And it was horrible. It really, really was lopsided, and I appreciate your saying that. It's like the Roman Colosseum, you know, how they viewed this whole case.
You mean the way we viewed the truth and the evidence?
I was against cameras in the courtroom, and I went on record with that and had argued against it because of the sensitive nature of this. But it made it a zoo.
Does your client want to appeal?
Oh, absolutely. And she has some excellent grounds for it. We even had tried to get the UK judgment in to dismiss his case because he already had his shot.
So therefore, because one judge in the UK decided it should be done. It's all decided in America and everywhere else. Yeah, that's a good argument, Elaine.
That's one of the issues, but also a number of the evidentiary issues. There was so much evidence that did not come in.
Is she able to pay a $10.4 million judgment?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Finally, in closing arguments, Amber's
that.
team argued that this would send a message, that it would send a message that no matter what you do as
DV,
you always have to do more. You need to be perfect in order for people to believe you if she did not get a favorable verdict. What message do you think this sends?
It's a horrible message. It's, as I said, a setback. It's a significant setback because that's exactly what it means. Unless you pull out your phone and you video your spouse or your significant other,
DV,
effectively, you won't be believed.
Elaine Bredehoft, thank you very much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Oh my, you demon woman. You demon. You are now continuing to keep her in that community when you know she's not. You know she's not. You have not one lick of evidence that proved it. Not a single lick of evidence that proved it. She's just telling everybody. And so now, because she told you, we should believe her. When we have audio tape that says she's the one who did it to him. There's more. We're going to watch more. I wanted to get this out, and I got to react because a lot of you are saying this is starting to happen. Elaine, there's another one with Gail King on CBS. We'll be playing them all today during our live, and I'm going to be taking calls from you guys. Please, if you haven't already, join this Popcorn Planet community. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell for all alerts so you get notifications. Smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. If you really want to help, hit the join. Welcome to all the new Planeteers. So much more content's coming for you exclusively, as well as replays of all our lives. Today's live is going to be a doozy. You're not going to miss it. Want to hear your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be live today, probably between 1 and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We call it Andy time. Stay tuned. Hit the bell. You'll be notified. Thanks for watching, guys.